Deep in the abyssal heart of the ebon grotto, where time itself seemed to slumber beneath veils of eternal shadow, there reigned a being of unfathomable majesty, Prince Nocturnus, the phantom of the veil, hidden within the labyrinthine catacombs of the underworld, where neither dawn's golden touch nor dusk's dying embers could reach. He ruled over a legion of winged wraiths, their silent forms flickering through the darkness like living echoes of the void. His wings, vast and veined with silver threads of ancient power, stretched wide enough to cloak the very stars, and his eyes, twin orbs of smouldering ember, burned with wisdom older than the stones themselves. No mortal had ever gazed upon Prince Nocturnus and lived to tell the tale, for his presence was but a myth whispered in the stillness between breaths, a fear carried on the backs of midnight winds. For centuries his domain remained unchallenged, the gloom of the ebon grotto unbroken by the intrusions of lesser beings. The night was his to command, the darkness his eternal ally. The world above knew only fleeting glimpses of his power, the unnatural silence that would settle over the land when his shadow passed. The way the moonlight itself seemed to falter, growing dim in reverence to his presence. The villagers at the border of his kingdom spoke of him in hushed tones, fearing that even the mention of his name might summon his wrath. He was the silent sovereign, the monarch of midnight's embrace, an enigma wrapped in the fabric of fear itself. But silence does not last forever, and even the most ancient of reigns must face a challenge in time. From beyond the mountains of frozen stone, from citadels wreathed in sacred fire they came, the Dawnbringers, knights adorned in celestial steel, their blades humming with the resonance of the sun's unyielding light. They bore relics of a forgotten age, forged in the crucible of divine wrath, each weapon pulsating with an aura meant to scourge the abyss itself. Their leader, a warrior priest whose name was lost to time but whose title resounded through the annals of legend, the Radiant Inquisitor, stood at their forefront, his golden helm reflecting an unearthly glow that defied the gloom of the cavern's maw. "The darkness has held dominion for too long," the Inquisitor's voice echoed, shaking the very foundations of the cavern. "Tonight we sever the chains of the abyss. The light will triumph, and you, spectre of the veil, shall fall." Prince Nocturnus did not reply with words. He did not need to. Rising from his throne of onyx and bone, he unfurled his wings with a whisper that grew into a thunderous gale, a force that sent the very air quaking. Shadows coiled around him, thick as ink, alive and writhing with eldritch power. Then, with a single motion, he surged forward, his legion answering in kind, a tempest of darkness, a chorus of shrieking wings, a wave of void-born terror. The battle was chaos given form, the clash of light and shadow, an eternal struggle condensed into a single fateful night. Holy fire met abyssal darkness, the very air trembling with the force of their collision. The Dawnbringers fought with the fury of the sun itself, their radiant weapons carving through the veil of shadow, searing away the night's embrace. But for every warrior that struck down one of Nocturnus's kin, another fell to the unseen talons in the dark, their dying cries swallowed by the ever-hungry abyss. The Radiant Inquisitor met Prince Nocturnus in the heart of the fray, blade against talon, radiance against ruin. Sparks of celestial and nether fire erupted with each strike, illuminating the cavern in a flickering dance of twilight and flame. The Inquisitor's strikes were swift, precise, fueled by centuries of divine training, but Nocturnus was a being beyond mortal understanding, a shadow given will, a force as inevitable as the night itself. With a final, devastating strike, Nocturnus's talons raked across the Inquisitor's chest, shattering the sanctified armor as though it were glass. The Dawnbringer staggered, eyes wide with disbelief, his holy blade slipping from his grasp. Darkness surged forward, wrapping around him, dragging him into the abyss with a silent, merciless embrace. And then, silence. When dawn's first light dared to touch the world above, the ebon grotto remained untouched, its depths undisturbed by the presence of man. The villagers who had prayed for salvation received no answer, their desperate hopes swallowed by the ever-hungry dark. The night remained the dominion of its sovereign. The whisper of his name carried on the wind, an unspoken warning to all who would dare challenge the phantom of the veil. For as long as the stars shone and the moon cast its argent glow, Prince Nocturnus would reign, eternal and unbroken.